The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening?
Thank you guys for tuning in to Armed Radio tonight. I am Shannon.
And I'm Mr. Bill.
And we are your hosts for Talk Live Paranormal.
We have a bunch of stuff to talk about tonight. Before we do, as always, we want to say thank you to all the men and women who are serving in the United States military out there. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Seabees, all you guys. You guys rock. You are the best country in the world. And we couldn't do what we do without you guys being here. So we want to thank you for giving us our freedom. We want to make sure you come home and be safe and come home. So please, keep your head down. Get one for me. Get one for Shannon. But keep your head down and come on home. Thank you guys very much. Okay. So I've been keeping quiet. I told you a little bit, but if you don't care, I'm going to jump right into this.
Let's do it.
We did the Nopeming, Nopeming Sanatorium up by Duluth, Minnesota this last weekend. Oh my ever-loving God.
You guys pay attention. I've
had some scares. Michelle told me that one day that in Edinburgh that there was something in the next doorway. And what did I do? I flashed my flashlight in there and looked. And the flashlight went one way. I went down on my knees in the corner, almost shit myself. And the guests all kind of went the opposite way. It was funny for everybody else but Bill. I've been pushed. Sally House, I had a brick thrown at my head and it hit me. I don't know how to talk about this place other than saying it was by far the most terrifying place I think I've ever been. You know, you get the emotion when you go to some place like we've been to Auschwitz when Kelly and I were stationed over in Germany. We got the chance and we went there. We saw Auschwitz, the concentration camp. We've been to a few other places over there, and you get that very sad feeling. And
right.
You know that was just. Excuse me. You know that was just a place where it was pure freaking evil was done, and it was all wrong. But in this place, it's not. It's.
How big is this place?
I want to say it's 17,000 square feet.
Okay.
I mean, it's huge. They compare it to Waverly Hills. They're almost the same size.
Then it's gotta be more than 17,000 square feet.
Well, the 17th. Hold on.
Because RCI was 55,000 square foot.
Okay, then this has got to be more than that because this place it's
70 maybe.
Yeah, probably maybe it was 70,000 square feet. It was huge. Okay. I mean, it was just, and there was a lot of places we couldn't go because they just weren't safe to be in. The building's old. It's worn. And if you ever get a chance, and I'm going to talk about your favorite person. Zach Beggins did go in there through Ghost Adventures, and they did their show there. There's only been 2 groups that have ever been through there. One of them was Zach and his group,
Ghost
and
Hunters.
one of them Ghost Hunters, and one was last weekend with Ghost Hunts USA.
Huh.
That was the first 2 groups. The problem is people used to break into it all the time, and they've had squatters in there, and people, you go down one hallway and big letters and a big penis drawn on the wall. It says, suck dick on the side of the wall. Pardon me on my language. I'm sorry. But it's suggested and advised, because this could get a little bit worse. But the building's, it's got some issues. It's got some, the ceiling tiles are falling in. You can tell where the moisture's really messed things up. There's parts of the walls that are coming down.
So it sounds like Yorktown in Texas.
Yes, but not from what I understand about hearing about Yorktown from you, it may not be that they'd probably be pretty damn equal. They're probably right there with each other. But when you walk in, the first door you walk into the chapel, into the back. And when you walk in the chapel, and you can just, I was gonna watch, the Zach
one of
show
the episodes,
on there. Yeah, I was gonna watch it and see it and look at it and go, okay, maybe get some ideas. And I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go in there with an open mind, clear-headed, just see what's going, what I feel, because like I said, I don't feel a whole lot sometimes, and sometimes that's one of my downfalls is I don't feel the things a lot of people feel, and I feel like I'm kind of not up to par some days. But
I'm the same way.
But when you walk in, I just froze. I froze. So we got there on Thursday night, and Tyler and Beth and Andrew and Ashley B were already there because they had a group on Thursday night.
Oh, that's right.
And they were in free time by the time we got there. So Tyler was able to take us around and show us. And I walked in there and I froze. And I remember Andrew looked at me and goes, "Are you okay?" And I went, "This room doesn't feel right. Something happened bad in here." I mean, you could just feel it. I didn't find out till later that some guy came through and killed a bunch of people in there.
So
when it was
when
open.
you don't have senses, well, I mean, you do, but when you don't have those abilities like Tyler and Andrew and them, even Beth, and you feel something like that, does it make you think?
It makes me wonder what the hell.
As far as it has to be so heavy for you to actually pick up on it?
Yeah. It's either that or I had left myself so much open that I've been doing a lot of meditating lately. We've made some decisions where I got to get my mind clear and my mind right, and meditating has helped out a lot, and I'm wondering if that hasn't opened me up a little bit. But yeah, when I walk, it scared the hell out of me. And then was like, "Hey, let's go over here." I'm like, "Do we have to? I don't even want to go down this hallway." And then you start going down through some areas, and you walk into some of the rooms where these people were at. And so the sanitarium was built for one reason only: a tuberculosis a hospital. And it ran for, I can't remember how long it ran, but in the 40s, I think it was 1940s or 1950s, when they found the cure for tuberculosis, they no longer needed it, so they turned it into an old folks home. So
sounds about like Waverly. That's exactly what they did with Waverly.
So, and we all know how lovely they treat people in nursing homes. I think people should be shot the way they treat, people.
Uh-huh.
But it's just going down through there and walking around and seeing people look around and knowing that okay, we're going to be back. We're only going to be here for an hour or so, and then we're going to the hotel. We got to get some sleep to be ready for tomorrow. On the way back, so all the way up there, it's chatter, blah, 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 blah. We're having a good time driving up there. It's a 6-hour drive or 7-hour drive or something like that up there. Get up there, we go through the building, we all get back in the vehicle to leave, and pretty much hardly a word is said to the hotel, because everyone is feeling the same way. Brittany was, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not the whole time. Michelle was just quiet, which that's a first.
Oh, yeah.
And Kelly pretty much just sat there staring out a window. You could almost see the pain in her eyes. And I'm dry. I drove us to the hotel, and we got there, and we, everybody went inside, and Michelle and I stayed outside and had a cigarette, and then kind of went up, and she kind of started the whole thing. So how did you feel? I'm like, I don't like that place. I don't like it at all. You know what? I can't go back without carrying. Something just feels like I need to.
That's what I said about Yorktown.
And I knew it's wrong because it wasn't the people that were there. The guests we had all weekend. Anybody's listening, this is our guests that we had up there this weekend. You guys were phenomenal. We had that's probably the best guests I've ever had anywhere. And I know, so I'm going to get some crap over that. But it was amazing. Just the way they wanted to react and the way things came through and the way people were talking. And the ideas some of the people had, they wanted to try, and I'm like, I'm not stopping you. Let's go. Let's give it a shot, But we we were in the middle of one of our sessions, and I was with Ashley B, and we were talking about stuff, and all of a sudden the door flew open, which scared the shit out of all of us. And Kelly goes, Bill, Ashley, we have a medical problem. And I looked at Ashley and I said, you finish here. And I took off running. Get outside, and there's a guy, he's throwing up. I mean, he's as tall as I am. He's a big boy, and he's just getting sicker and sicker and hyperventilating, and he was tears running down his face, and he couldn't breathe. He said he couldn't feel his legs. Something wasn't right. Well, I set him down on the ground, pushed his head down to kind of make him take deeper breaths and slowly let it out. It's kind of the same scenario. You put a bag over somebody's mouth when they're hyperventilating, right? Because they hold the carbon dioxide in longer, which calms their breathing down. Stood him back up and I said, hey, why don't me and you, just the two of us, let's walk down to your vehicle. It's cold out here. And it was cold. Not as cold as some of the places we've been, but it was downright chilly. And I go, let's walk down to your car and we'll just talk. I got him talking, and he goes, man, this wasn't like the other place. This wasn't like the other place. And I went, well, what do you mean the other place? What do you talk to me? What's up? So apparently, him and his brother-in-law and his sister and this guy's girlfriend had been to a haunted attraction that day. And it was, like a haunted house, but it's a whole haunted mansion. And they were walking through going, ha, 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 ha. And then they
thought they were coming to another haunted attraction.
Yeah. And
gotta love it.
And his brother's like, man, oh crap, this shit's real. This isn't fake like that other place. This shit's real. And he kept going on and on and on. And I'm like, well, where did you guys go? Like, oh, big old haunted house. And they had goofy looking kids running around in face paint and these people dressed up like zombies. I said, is that what you thought you were getting into here? They all went, yeah. Ain't happening here. And that guy who's with the British accent, I go, yeah, Tyler. Oh my God, he's amazing. But the stuff that was coming out of his mouth, and he was telling people that were standing there, I guess they would be standing there watching. They'd slowly get closer and closer and closer together. Like, we shouldn't have done this. Ain't no damn way. So
I like it like that too, and I'm the one running it.
So we're down in the basement, and I did my first two vigils with Tyler. We were down in the basement, and he's talking, and things are happening, and all of a sudden he goes out of the blue. He looks at this one guy, and he goes, how bad's your ankle? And the guy looked, and he goes, you have a bad ankle, don't you? He goes, yeah, I was thinking about going to get it checked on Monday. He goes, who's like Annabelle and Carol? He's like, and you see the guy back against the wall, and he goes, well, Annabelle was my grandmother and Carol was my mom, and they both passed. They said if you don't get that foot fixed, they're going to haunt you. I mean, he's just pulling, and the guy's eyes are getting wider and wider and wider, which was amazing. I love working with Tyler.
Oh, who don't?
Then he told one young lady, there's a very large possible chance she's pregnant. I mean, just pointed at her. You're
I have yet to be there with Tyler when he said that about some woman.
Well, he goes, you're a nurse, aren't you? She goes, wow, yeah, I am. He goes, how far along are you? And she kind of looks like, I'm not pregnant. He goes, yes, you are. He goes, no. And so so it was right close to the end. And when we were coming out of the basement, I realized her and her friend were standing along one of the walls, and she's bawling. I went over, I said, hey, are you okay? She's like, I'm going to be fine. I was like, hey, let's go outside and get you some air. And she just opened up and started talking. She goes, well, here's the problem. If I'm pregnant, I'm in trouble because I'm getting ready to start this series of drugs to take care of a medical issue that I have. And if I'm pregnant, it'll either A, kill the baby, or the baby will be born and be so messed up it won't be funny. Or if I'm pregnant, they won't let me start the drugs.
I was about to say.
So that was Friday night, and then so Saturday. So I told we were talking, and she got one of our cards. I got a text message from her. She's pregnant.
I was gonna say, did she leave right after and hit a Walmart or something, or?
I don't know what she did, but I got a text message. Yeah, she's pregnant. So I told her, I said, you know what? Whatever you decide to do, don't think that anybody that's part of our group will will think bad of you. We're gonna, whatever you decide to do, we'll back you 100%.
Right.
Whether you decide to keep it or you don't too, because you got to look at yourself first and the medical portion of you first. Because if you're not healthy, the baby's not going to be healthy. She goes,
Right.
So she sent me a text message back, said, "Hey, thank you very much. I'll let you know." And I haven't heard a word from her since. I get all these random text messages on my phone from people. We had, that was that. There was there was a young lady who was walking along, and just all of a sudden she had stopped with her mom, and she was like 2 feet back from the edge of the steps. And her mom's doing a live thing where she's talking to her daughter's behind her. And you could see her daughter's jacket that she's wearing get pulled. Like, so, how you reach out and you grab somebody by the collar and pull them towards you?
Uh-huh.
You can see her jacket get pulled towards the steps. And her arms are down. Like something's trying to drag her down the steps. There's a ceiling tile that got pulled down on somebody's head. Not just the physical aspect of it. And if I didn't feel as bad inside about the place, I'd love to go back. I would love to go back, but I don't want to. Yeah. I'm honestly hoping I never have to. It's just not. I have a feeling I'm going to end up going back on one of the 2 weekends because they're back-to-back weekends up there.
Well, who did he plan on sending out there? If he had talked about, he doesn't want to go. If he doesn't want to go back, why would he send one of us out there?
I don't know.
Why does he do that?
Because he's the boss.
The psychic medium does not want to go back to this location ever again. But I'll send other staff members out there.
We're expendables.
Maybe he was like that at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital too.
Oh yeah.
And even Chad was like, "I'm never going back there." And then Beth and I went just as a fun weekend because we had an event going on, and Chad was there, and Ashley and Andrew, and we were all there, but Beth and I weren't even working. We were just there for the fun of it for both nights.
Oh my God, Ashley
Lucky?
No, Ashley
or Brennan.
And Brennan. I love working with her. Ashley, if you're listening, you are fucking amazing. I
know we need to have her back on the show again.
Yeah. I wish we could have had her here to talk about this. I wish we could have had her and Brittany to talk about this on tonight.
Well, we can message her and have her try and come back on and extend it into next Wednesday.
Okay. But it's Ashley, and we talked about it, and she seemed not right. During her sessions and stuff, everything was going on, but then all of a sudden it was almost like she was petrified at one point when she was staring down a hallway, and we're all sitting there talking, and you know how you step in front of somebody, if they're staring really hard, they move in the opposite direction you moved to look around you. She wasn't. She was looking straight through you, like you weren't even there. So I'm kind of worried about her on that one. I really like to know that she's okay. She didn't feel like she was okay, and they still had Sunday to do yet when we were driving back.
Sunday night?
Yeah. So I'm hoping they all came out okay. Guys, you're listening, please let me know whether you made it out okay or not. If you didn't make it out, then I won't hear from you, I guess. Andrew, I got to work with him. He was dead on the stuff he was doing. It was amazing. He actually got me just a little bit, and got me to the point of where I was almost in tears. I'm man enough to admit it. He at one point pulled me to, Brittany was in the back seat of the vehicle, and you have to drive down. People have to be let in and out of the front gate, which is like a 1/4 mile long drive, which is really freaky anyway to drive up there. So we get ready to drive down, and he goes, "I got to ask you a question." And he goes, "I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do it in front of all the people, but it's stuck in my mind. Can you mind if I get a little personal?" And I was like, "I don't care. Go for it." "Did you lose a daughter?" "And not that I'm aware of." He goes, "Oh," I said, we lost my niece." He goes, "Did you have a special, attachment to her?" I go, "Well, she died at 6 days old. But while she was in the hospital, every time I walked up and kissed her on the forehead and whispered in her ear, she smiled. And I was the only one that got that reaction out of her." He goes, "Because I'm seeing a young lady about the age of 15, 16, which is exactly where she'd be right now, with
Right.
long brown hair, which she's describing her sister to a T, and she's walking around holding hands by the water with maybe a grandfather, and I'm like, she's buried right next to my grandpa. There's no way he would have known any of this. And
True.
when he said it, I remember I looked out the window. He goes, "You okay?" And I just kind of put my hand up to like, "Hold on, give me a minute," because I couldn't breathe. The tears are running down my cheeks. Good. That kind of hit home, but it was just, he goes, because he's still learning how to read people and still letting things in, and he nailed that so hard that Brittany was gracious enough, and I love Brittany. I mean, I love her to death. She's pretty much the daughter or little sister that I've never had. And there's a video of Brittany and Amanda that's out there now where they did a live stream down at Missouri State Penn while we were down there, and she was walking around, and then so some of the guys at work were watching it, and one of the guys that's standing there goes, "Who's the babe?" I go, "What?" He goes, "Who's the babe?" I go, well, "There's a blonde and a brunette there. Which one are you talking about?" He goes, "Screw the blonde. Who's the babe?" I go, "The brunette." I go, "That's my pretty much my daughter." Why? He goes, "Man, I'd do it." And he started getting really nasty. I'm like, "Look, you'll die before you touch her." And he's a big boy. He's probably got about maybe 2% body fat on him, and he probably weighs 280, 290. Just a brick shit house. And he kind of looked. He puffed up. I was like, oh, you gonna do that? And he goes, "What are you saying?" I was like, "You know what?" And I kind of looked up one side and down the other, and I went, "Body by Nautilus, brain by Mattel." And I poked him in the chest, and I go, "This shit doesn't stop bullets." What are you saying? I said, 2 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, and 10 feet. I'll put a bullet in you that fast you won't even know what the hell happened. You touch her, you're dead. And that's all I said to him. And there's like 20 people standing there giggling and pointing at him because I guess apparently nobody's had the balls to stand up to him. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You don't say that shit about my daughter. She ain't my physical daughter, but she's my daughter. My sister daughter. Is that bad?
No.
My sister daughter.
Sister daughter.
But anyway, so Brittany is, she's gracious enough to lean forward in the vehicle and kind of put her hand on my shoulder, ask me if I'm okay. And it made me feel a lot better. But we did a live stream out there, and if anybody wants to see it, it's on Ghost Hunts USA. And I think on the group, Brittany put it there. Excuse me. Where we actually walked through the building. She was doing a live stream, and I was doing some videotaping with a new camera. We had a couple that was with us, and they were walking around just kind of like, "Can we tag along? If you don't mind being live on there, and every now and then being on the video." And then so we walked down a few areas, down some steps, down some hallways. Ashley B was on there for a little while. And then I turned around and I interviewed him right there. How's things going? What'd you guys find out tonight? How you loved it? How do you like this? Will you come back? All it's kind of quick questions. And then I handed the camera to the guy, and he did some videotape with me and Brittany in it. And then we were walking, and I just shut the light off, and I went, "What the hell was that?" And we're all staring down the hallway, and I go, "Did you guys see that big ball of light?" Well, like a big, like someone had flashed a camera, but the ball of light just sat there. And being the sheer stupidity idiot that I am, I left the group and just took off walking as fast as I could down the dark hallway, pitch black, going towards what I thought was a ball of light. And then I was like, "Oh, it's gone." And I heard Brittany go, "Oh my God, Bill, it's behind you. We can't see you through it." So I turned and I started walking towards them, and I saw all these people go, because I didn't realize a lot more people had joined. And I went, "What?" And they went, "You just walked right through it." And they said it looked like like walking through a wall of water is what it looked like I walked through. I'm like, "Okay, am I dead?"
Do they still have the camera on?
I don't know, and I'm hoping somebody caught it because I'm going, what? And Brittany's petrified. The guy he's a karate teacher, he's sitting there, fist all doubled up and just sweating profusely, like, Bill's not going to make it. Bill's going to die. So it was by far batteries just going dead the minute you turn them on.
Sounds like a place I don't want to go.
If I were to go back, I want to take an EM pump with me. I want
Think you actually need an EM pump there after what you guys witnessed?
Well, but here's the thing. There was a few areas there where you felt almost like walking into grandma's room, like living room. You felt welcomed. And I don't know if it was a trick or not, but I'd like to take an EM pump there and put it in the middle of the floor and just let it pump out as much energy as happened. And maybe, I don't know what we'd find there, what we hear there. I think it'd be awesome for that part of it. But again, see, now I'm still trying to talk myself into going back.
See, it's like the Sally house for you.
I want to go back there.
I know. But at first you had second thoughts one time.
At first I had second thoughts one time. I had second thoughts while I was standing there. I had second thoughts for a long time after. But now that I've thought about it, I'm like, I really kind of want to go back there. But Michelle doesn't want to go back.
That's when you
Amy
go without.
doesn't want to go back. Kelly does not want to go back. Why
don't they want to go back? Because of what happened to you?
Because they felt it's petrifiably dangerous there. It's a dangerous house. And I'm like, I other than getting hit in the head with a brick, I didn't feel that there. Of course, then again, I'm talking about I feel things, and I really don't. But I don't know why. I don't feel what I want to feel. Then when I don't want to feel, I feel.
The only place where I have felt the way I told Tyler was, to me it felt like an anxiety attack. Which, I mean, I have anxiety, but it's never bothered me at any location I've been to, and we've been to quite a few. Are you good? Are you okay?
Sorry, y'all. I'm just getting over a cold. I've been smoking for 20 years and my lung feels great.
But was that West Virginia pen? West Virginia State pen, yeah.
Yep.
With Tyler and Andrew and Ashley Lucky and walking down into solitary. It's like, and I'm not claustrophobic, which it was weird, but it's like all gated in. You're like completely enclosed where the picnic tables are before you get to the cells. It's like all caged up above, fenced in up above, and everything. And we got halfway down the hallway of solitary, and I had to stop. And I told Tyler, I said, it feels like my heart's about to beat out of my chest. What do? They just keep walking.
And left you.
Well, they started to walk off without me, and I just I was like, well, I'm at the halfway point. I'm either gonna run the fuck back out the door I came in, or I'm gonna keep on walking with 3 psychic mediums, you know? So I ended up going in there, and then, it was just the 4 or 5 of us. We had Rob there with us too. And Tyler's asking some questions. You know how he likes to do the thing where we walk through before the guests come, and
yep.
He'll be like, he'll ask spirits like, who do you want to work this area? Knock once if you want Shannon to work this area. And I'm like, please don't knock, please don't knock, please don't knock.
Did they knock?
No, I think it was Ashley Lucky, I think, was the one that, I think Tyler might have done it on Friday night, and then Ashley did it on Saturday night, but I actually requested it Saturday night. Like, it's one of those, I don't know, it made me feel
fears?
so weird, I wanted to go back. Like,
Face
I wanted to go back, yes. But that's the only location I've felt uncomfortable in, like at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Any other than that, I mean, that's the only one. Yorktown was just, I don't know, it was just a crap hole more than it was scary. You know what I mean? With the building like caved in and
yep,
completely unsafe. But one of our guests were packing, so we were good. But yeah, West Virginia pen. And I mean, Saturday night was fine. Even when we went back into solitary, it was fine. It didn't happen again. It was just that initial walking into solitary. And then, of course, I got put in the chapel. I don't know what it is about me in the chapel. Like, they put me in the chapel at the reformatory, too.
Maybe they're thinking you need some spiritual guidance.
Apparently, I need to be asking for forgiveness or something. I don't fucking know.
I can't believe you said that. We went to this. We're our private group. We're having some discussions about doing some other buildings, and they said, well, in order to do these buildings, you'll have to sit with a couple of the priests, and you'll have to confess your sins. And I kind of looked at one of them, and I go, how much time you got? We're supposed to do this in 2 weeks. There's no way we're going to have enough time. You better bring a lunch and a blanket because it's going to be a long night.
Breakfast.
Oh, I'll make breakfast. Sit up, your eminence. Let's talk. Here's some more coffee. Here, have one of my cigarettes. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Well, at least the chapel was just out in the yard on the main floor up at West Virginia. At the reformatory,
It's like
up 6 flights of stairs. You know?
Oh, and then in that Nopalming, if you get up there, if you go down one set of steps and go down part of a hallway and go up another set of steps, it doesn't take you back to the same floor. It skips floors. So you can get turned around and lost in there so fast and so easy you don't know where the hell you're at.
There's like a stairwell that completely misses one floor.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a picture of it. I did pull it up on my phone, and, because since if I pull it up on my laptop while I'm talking to you, then you're all cut out and everything.
It's very weird. Let's put it that way.
It does remind me of Waverly Hills, how it's got the aerial view and everything. It looks like multiple buildings compared to Waverly, where Waverly is like all one big building. Does it still have like the woods in between buildings? Or is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So some of the buildings aren't there anymore.
Okay.
Some of the buildings, they're just so like that. There, if you're looking at a picture of it, there's a big row of buildings in the back, and then there's like a driveway, and then there's another row of buildings that kind of go down to and they kind of curve down a little bit. That lower row of buildings is not there anymore. So the only one that's left there is the crematorium where they did the bodies, and you can't get into that because the building's caving in and falling down. So it's just you're only in the one set of buildings, and people wanted to go into the kitchen, but I guess the part of the kitchen ceiling fell in, and it's just not safe to be in there at all.
Like Yorktown. Yorktown has to be the unsafest place that Beth and I went to work. I mean, Tyler hadn't even flew out to check it out before we ran an event there.
Yeah, see, no.
Good times.
No.
I don't know. So is there more where you guys were?
If we're gonna have those, if we're gonna try to get those two on, I'm gonna hold off just because I want to get them to talk about.
Get Brittany and Ashley.
Yeah. But you looked up a few things. What was it? The 29.
Well, you know how I am about looking up like top 10 something or. Mm-hmm. So I pulled up. I tried to pull up. I have a map called Hidden Ohio, and me being in Ohio, like it has every haunted location and sighting and everything on this map, like this 5-foot high map. So rather than, and you can get this map online at celticmap.com. I can't even talk either. Celticmaps.com. And they're like $5. It's like $5 for this huge ass map, and it has like weird sightings, and it has like locations and names and where they are in the state of Ohio and everything. And I tried to look up one for Indiana, and I couldn't. They only pulled up like a haunted road trip in Indiana that you can find. I'm pretty sure each state has something. Florida has one too that I know of. And,
I know Iowa does. They have a big one. They have a lot. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what made me look up Kentucky, but I found it's not 10, it's 9. 9 most haunted places in Kentucky, which we know a couple of. These other ones I've heard of, some of them I've never heard of. Like this, we'll start from 9 and work our way down.
Okay.
But number 9, don't laugh when I say the name. You laughed at me before. But number 9 is Hope Lake Monster. And it's in Fishersville, Kentucky. I'd never heard of it, and it says also known as Goat Man. Once again, I've still never heard of it. And I didn't even write anything else down about this one because it just sounded really weird.
So I'm gonna go look it up.
You can look it up. Pope Lake Monster.
I'm afraid what Google's gonna bring up.
Well, I can't promise you what it's gonna pull up, but it's in Fishersville, Kentucky. And it's the picture that it pulled up for me earlier it's like a picture of a bridge.
And wait, I've heard of this.
Like an old bridge.
The Pope Lick monster is a legendary part man, part goat, part sheep creature reported to live beneath the railroad trestle bridge over Pope Lick Creek in Fisherville, neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky. I do remember this.
Fisherville?
In Fisherville.
You just said Louisville.
But in the Fisherville neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. It just said Fisherville. It didn't say where an actual Kentucky was.
Well, see, now we know.
See, now it makes me question the rest of these.
According to some accounts, the creature uses either hypnosis or voice mimicry to lure trespassers onto the trestle to meet their death before an oncoming train. Other stories claim the monster jumps down from the trestle onto roofs of cars passing beneath, yet other legends tell that it attacks its victims with a blood-stained axe, and that the very sight of the creature is so unsettling that those who see it while walking across the high trestle off to their death.
Now, why would you just want to walk across that trestle and by yourself?
Because it's there. Hello.
That's just stupid.
All right, what's the next one? I'm going to look them up as we do them.
All right, number 8 is the Gates of Hell, which it's actually called Grandview Cemetery.
Grandview Cemetery, Gates of Hell.
In Elizabethtown.
Come on. My
it says Grandview Cemetery is the official name of this graveyard, but it has also been known as Casey's Cemetery or Gates of Hell.
Oh, what the? Located about 50 miles south of Louisville at the very end of a long and windy St. John Road in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, lies the 300-year-old Grandview Cemetery, also known by locals as the Gates of Hell. The cemetery served the grave sites for families living in the area in the 1700s, and this quite eerie, quiet clearing in the woods is most popular known as a hotspot for cult rituals. Ugh.
Let's go.
We can do it.
It says all that remains there are the graves of those who died in the 1700s and 1800s, and then the ruins of an iron and a stone gate. That's what it says is all that's left there.
The pictures are kind of funky.
The one I saw was like, it looked like the side of a hill, kind of like a dirt mound or something, and it had a couple old headstones.
The one I'm looking at looks like somebody took a picture from their car with their headlights going up in the middle of the night, shining on this. There's like 10 or 12 small gravestones all through there.
Oh, they didn't want to get out and walk around?
What's
wrong with them?
Sissies, all of them. Sissies. All right, what's next?
All right, number 7. The Old Talbot Tavern, Bardstown.
Old Talbot Tavern.
Load, Google, load. The oldest stagecoach stop.
The Old Talbot Tavern, also known as the Old Stone Tavern, a historic tavern built in 1779, is located in Bardstown's historic district of Bardstown, Kentucky, across from the new historic Nelson County Courthouse. It was a place on the National Registry of Historic Places on October 30th. It was placed on the National Historic Registry on October 30th, 1973, according to tradition. The tavern has never closed since its opening in 1779, and it is rumored as well to have guests that have never checked out. Each room is named after a historical person who is said to haunt the corresponding room. Let's go.
Well, it also said some of the most notable guests that have stayed there is Daniel Boone, Abraham Lincoln, Jesse James,
Yep.
And King Louis Philippe of France.
And Andrew Jackson and William Henry Harrison.
You got more names than I do.
Let's see. Other prominent figures were Henry Clay, the inventor of the steamboat, John Fitch, John James Aubin, songwriter Stephen Foster stayed there, Queen Marie of Romania. Wow. George S. Patton was there. Oh, there's a lot of. We need to go there.
Hell yeah!
And it's next to it is next to the historic Nelson County Jail. Don't know what that one is, but the Old Tabard Tavern currently serves as both a restaurant and a 5-bedroom bed and breakfast. You get to sleep there.
That sounds like what they're trying to do to Waverly. What I heard.
But they've been trying to do. I've went back and looked at some of the stuff online. They've been trying to do that for 20 years to Waverly.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's what I heard. They've been trying to do it for a while. All right, number 6.
All right, get back up here. Number 6.
Caves.
Mammoth Caves.
Says it's at Mammoth Cave Park.
Caves.
Says they are believed to be more than 4,000 years old.
Mammoth Caves National Park in the U.S. National Park in central Kentucky encompasses portions of Mammoth Caves, the largest cave system known in the world. Since 1972, unification, I had to figure out how to say that word, the unification of Mammoth Caves with the even longer system under the Flint Ridge to the north. Get to the good parts. Where's your... Okay, is it haunted though? Oh, it's a whole labyrinth of caves. Holy snaky, you get lost in there easy.
It also says it's also thought that Native Americans mined the cave walls for minerals and then buried their dead inside. Good times. Makes me want to go.
Several sets of Native American remains have been recovered from the Mammoth Caves, or the other nearby caves in the region, both in the 19th and 20th centuries. Most mummies found represent examples of intentional burials, with the ample evidence of pre-Columbian funerary practice. Yeah, they were using that as a gravesite. Man, that kind of makes me say you shouldn't be in there. That's a sacred ground.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but if you think about it, like all the buildings we go to, I think the majority of the ones we go to or that we've been to are on Native American their burial grounds.
True. We do a lot of them on burial grounds, or right next to them, or they're rumored to be there. So, number 5. Okay,
this one you'll definitely have to look up because the only thing I wrote down on it was it opened in 1905.
All right, what you got?
The Seelbach Hilton. It's Seelbach. It's in Louisville.
Seelbach Hilton. Let's see. What's Wikipedia got on the Seelbach Hilton? The Seelbach Hilton is a historic hotel in Louisville, Kentucky, founded by Bavarian-born immigrants, brothers Louis and Otto Seelbach. It opened in 1905 as the Seelbach Hotel, envisioned by the Seelbach brothers to embody the old world grandeur of Europe hotels in the cities, such as Vienna and Paris. To do so in the early 20th century Louisville, they employed a French Renaissance designer in its construction. Louis was already a restaurant owner in Louisville when his brother Otto joined him from Germany. Let's see. It's quickly regarded as one of the most finest hotels in the United States. And F. Scott Fitzgerald's been there. Wow. All right. What do we got for on the other side? In 1925, Louis, president of Seelbach, died, creating creating a need for new management. Blah 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 blah. Where does it say it's? Oh, notable guests, presidents: John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George. There's a whole lot of them. Gangsters: Lucky Luciano, Dutch Schultz, and Al Capone were all there.
I didn't even. I don't know where I got the information or what the website was that gave me all these 9.
There's been a lot of people there. That one's in the north part. Huh.
So
maybe Bigfoot's there.
Bigfoot.
All right.
Bigfoot is a spirit.
Number 4.
Number 4 is the Louisville Palace Theater. It opened in 1928, originally known as the Lowe's Theater.
Who was shot and killed there? Which president? Come on, that was funny. Wow, that is an old place.
Uh-huh.
The theater is 2 stories with a floor and a balcony. Both contain bars. It's an uncommon. Wait a minute. Although the exterior has fallen behind, the palace was rededicated in 1994 and now is a premier venue. Its uncommon appearance has made it popular venues for musicians to record live performances, like Third Day, Alison Krauss. It doesn't say anything on here about it being haunted.
This one said staff, visitors, and actors have all claimed to see a faceless woman in 40s attire and a man in 30s attire. There have also been reports of a child giggling in an empty bathroom, and some. Okay, I thought this was kind of funny. Some say that a projection operator who had a heart attack. Well, not funny, if you know what I mean. A projection operator who had a heart attack on the job has never clocked off.
He's still there going, that damn footage won't go in.
Still getting a paycheck somewhere. His family's still getting a paycheck.
All right, number 3?
Yeah, we're at number 3, and this is the one I was talking to you about before we started. The Perryville Battlefield.
Perryville. Is it Prairieville or Perryville?
Perry, Perry. Says it's the biggest Civil War battle that Kentucky has ever seen happened at Perryville on October 8th, 1862. It is estimated that 7,600 people were killed or wounded. The Confederate victims were left to rot right there on the battlefield, which is likely why this has become one of the most haunted places in Kentucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
The battlefield is considered a strategic Union victory. Wow.
So I thought that one was kind of interesting.
Yeah, was nasty. I'm just reading about the military campaign that went through there in 1862. This thing is
after the battle, before it.
The campaign was the whole fight.
Okay. How long did it last? Does it say?
Oh, that's how. It started in 1862. No, it started. It's hard to read.
Yeah, it says October 8th, 1862. That says that's when it happened. I'm assuming that's when it started.
I'm thinking you're right. There's just it's like 4 pages long.
I know, that's why I was like, on some of these it had a lot, some of them it only had like 1 line, and I'm like, I hand-wrote this down instead of just Googling it.
Wow. If anybody gets a chance to look this up, this is a big huge hit, and they actually have a map of the battlefield and the way all the battles went. That was nasty.
It sounded bad with the rest of the stuff it had that I didn't write down too, so that's probably what you're looking at.
Just way too much. I could do a whole hour show on just this.
Right?
Wow. All right, number 2. I'm not even looking this one up.
Yeah, you don't have to look this one up. This one is Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Waverly Hills. Have you been there yet?
No.
Why don't you go in June with us?
June what?
I don't know. I'll find out the dates. We're doing it privately. We have to have like 25 or 27 people to go. That way the price is cheaper for everybody.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go down there for a whole weekend and just stay in the building.
Well, you'll have to let me know. I don't know how far it is from me.
Waverly Hills. It doesn't matter how far it is.
I will. I know, right? Well, I will straight Google it or Waze it. But we've mentioned this one so many times in previous episodes that we've had, because usually when people think haunted locations in Kentucky, the first one that pops out is Waverly Hills, to be honest with you. It's
the most well known. It's the one that's been on a lot of the shows. A lot of different people have done things there. But like from what I understand, we watched a thing where they had like 150 people go through to do an investigation. And some people said that at one point in time, they weren't sure if everybody left because it's so big, you had no idea anybody else was there. Between the tunnels, and
going
then
they've got 4 floors?
Yeah,
I think it's 4.
And it was amazing, and it was scary, and it was if I'm not mistaken, it was started as a tuberculosis hospital.
It seems to be the majority of the haunted locations that we work in.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
They've either started as a poor farm and turned into an asylum, and people died of tuberculosis, and then it was an elderly home. That's like the majority of most of these locations, except for like the prisons, the big prisons and stuff. And it's like Post Town. Post Town was a poor farm.
Yep.
Ashmore Estates was a poor farm. RCI was a poor farm.
Edinburgh Manor was a poor farm. Missouri State Penitentiary was a poor farm.
See, I think most of them started out that way.
And if anybody gets a chance to go to that Missouri State Pen, come down to MSP with us, because there's some history there. I always joke with the guests that we always take them, Building 4, that main hall that's there when we do the opening. We always tell everybody, and it's the truth, that building was built to house Civil War inmates, but it was built by the Civil War inmates. So them guys sucked at their job because nobody escaped. They did too damn good of a job.
They did too good of a job?
Yeah.
Keeping themselves in? Nobody left the tunnel or anything anywhere?
Nope. So what's our number 1 on the list?
Our number 1, which I don't know how it was number 1, because Waverly should have been number 1 if this is number 1. But it is Bobby Mackey's.
Your favorite place?
No. I like Bobby Mackey's. I do. And I mean, I just got a day's notice, but I'll be out there working tomorrow night.
Still tickets available.
Yeah, there's still some tickets available if you guys are in the Wilder, Kentucky area or Cincinnati area or even an hour away. I will be out there tomorrow night working. It's a small group, so it'd be a good time to go.
Robert Gordon Mackey, known universally as Bobby Mackey, is an American fashion designer and customer, known best for his designs of entertainment icons such as Joan Rivers, Cher, RuPaul, Barbara Eden, Bette Midler, Diana Ross, Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli, Tina Turner, Carol Burnett. It just keeps going on and on. He was a costume designer for Carol Burnett on the Carol Burnett Show.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Are we talking about the same Bobby Mackey?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Because this one's a fucking country singer. He's straight like Conway Twitty shit him out. Like seriously, he could be Conway Twitty's twin.
Bobby Mackey's World? No.
Yeah, Bobby Mackey's Music World.
But I want to know the bar.
I want to know the bar.
Yeah, what? Bobby Mack's bar. Where's this one at? Nope,
it's got a lot of history there. Like it goes back to like mobster days. Because there's
Where's
bullet
it?
holes and stuff still in the basement. And this will be the first time I go back there since beer bottle was thrown and busted. And then working at Ashmore and having what sounded like the roof cave in there. This is going to be an interesting night tomorrow.
So does it still say, is it? Okay, I think I found pictures. This is the first time I've seen it.
Oh,
Pictures.
well, it's still open on Fridays and Saturday nights. It's still an actual open bar. Bobby Mackey performs there every Friday and Saturday night.
Bobby Mackey's Music World is thought to be the most haunted nightclub and bar in the United States because of its bloody and sordid history. One can see why. There's a sign posted on the door warning its patrons about the possibility of paranormal activity and to enter at your own risk. There are many possible sources for this unique gathering of ghostly company who can be rather rowdy. Mentally handicapped children were sacrificed to the devil in the basement. Murder victims from the
Just make that up.
speakeasy. No, I'm
Does it
reading
really
it.
say that? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Murder victims from the speakeasy, illegal gambling operations, and the recent 1970s shooting still occupy the building, wanting justice, or aren't ready to move on yet. No, I'm actually reading what's written here.
I didn't know that about the children. That would explain the wallpaper in the well room, because it's like white with pink flowers.
Probably.
You learn something new every day.
They may be haunting Bobby Mackey's world, but not because they were satanic worshippers, but because they died of slow strang. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Others say Scott Jackson and Alonzo Weiling disposed. Hold on, we got to keep going back. Entities of murder victims. Okay, they want justice. Entities of Pearl, Scott Jackson.
We got a
running out of
minute
time.
left.
Ah, this lady
I
became
know the story
pregnant.
of Pearl, yeah.
Oh my God. The little entity of the little boy, the little girl, Buck Brandy,
Yeah, there's quite a few
Buck Brady,
entities there, but
Joanna, Pearl, Alonzo, a headless woman, which they think is Pearl.
yeah, Pearl was beheaded. But
Wow.
before we jump off of here, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to Armed Radio again, once again
Yes,
with us
thank you
tonight.
very much. Thank you for being here.
And if you don't catch me at Bobby Mackey's tomorrow night, I'll be at Ashmore Estates on October 12th, next Friday.
Well, you have a lovely time there. I hope you have fun. Be careful tomorrow night. Please drive safe.
I will.
And as always, it's awesome working with you.
Awesome working with you.
And Jimmy, thanks for running things behind the scenes back there for us, our producer. You guys, we hope to look out and see everybody, talk to anybody, give us a shout on Facebook.
All right, it's over. Come on.
He kicked us out.